Good morning, juniors. Today we're going to switch gears a little bit and we are going to introduce some new genetics vocabulary. Our objectives for today: I can explain the difference between a genotype and a phenotype, and I can define and identify heterozygous and homozygous. We're going to talk way more about those words in a few minutes. So, a quick review from the last couple weeks. We know that DNA is the genetic material of life. All living organisms have DNA. It's a requirement of life. We know that the gene is a section or a part of DNA that gives instructions for a specific trait. Traits are like eye color, flower color, plant height, body color. Traits are like characteristics, things that you can see. We also know that DNA is contained in chromosomes. Humans have 23 pairs, one from each parent, so 46 total chromosomes. So, gene codes for a trait, DNA is contained within chromosomes. Just a quick review. Quick review picture. Here's my chromosome. It's got all this DNA wrapped up really tight. Within the DNA, specific sections. This is a gene right here, and this gene codes for a specific trait. We'll say that this gene codes for eye color, and it's wrapped up really tightly, wound up into a chromosome. That chromosome is stored in the nucleus. So, our notes for today start here. Heredity is the passing of physical traits as genes from parents to offspring. Pausing to give you some time to copy this down. An allele, this word right here, an allele is just a different form of a gene. So this makes more sense if I give you examples. We all have colored hair. So the gene, everyone has a gene for hair color. A gene that tells their body, tells their cells what color their hair should be. But we don't all have the same hair color. We have different alleles for the hair color gene. I have brown hair, so I have the brown-haired allele. But other people, blonde-haired people, have the blonde-haired allele. Or if you have black hair, you have the black-haired allele for the hair color gene. We all have a gene for hair color, but we have different alleles. Pausing to give you a little bit more time to finish your notes. Pause the video if you need more time. Okay, so your genotype is what your genes say. You can remember this because of the gene, G-E-N, in the front. Looks like that word gene, and that's from your DNA. So we represent genotype with two letters, one for each allele, because we know that you get one allele from your mom and one allele from your dad. So, examples of a genotype: big A, little b, big H, big R, and that's how we say them. So, anytime you see two letters written like this, you'll know that that is the genotype. That's what genes say. Phenotype is a physical trait. That's what you see. And you can remember this because of the prefix ph. Phenotype, physical. They both start with ph. So some examples of phenotype. You would see someone's red hair. You would see a fly's black body. If someone had freckles, you would see them on their face. Phenotype is a physical trait. It's what you see. Pause the video if you need more time to copy this down. Your genotype determines your phenotype. This makes sense. You look the way you do because of your genes. Your genes tell your cells what to do, how you should look. Your DNA, which contains all of your genes, tells your cells exactly how you should look. So your genotype determines your phenotype. Your genes determine your physical traits. Make sure you get this down in your notes and underline it because it's super important. Let's do a few examples together. Big A. What is this, genotype or phenotype? Big A is a genotype. It has two letters, one allele from mom and one allele from dad. We see those two letters, big A. We know that it's a genotype. One letter represents, each letter represents the allele that you get from your parents. So letters, genotype. Let's do another one. Red hair, genotype or phenotype? Phenotype. Hair color is a physical trait. It's what you see. If you have red hair, I can see it. That's your physical trait. So phenotype, physical. Now this is a tricky one. If I have brown eyes and my genotype is big B, little b, and my sister has blue eyes, little b, how would you describe our genotypes and our phenotypes? So the two letters represent our genotypes. Brown eyes and blue eyes represent our phenotypes. I would say that we have different genotypes because I'm big B, little b, and she's little b. And we also have different phenotypes because I have brown eyes and she has blue eyes. So our physical traits are different, our phenotypes are different. Also, what our genes say is different. Mine have a big B and a little b. Hers have a little b and a little b. So our genes are different genotype. Our physical traits are different phenotype. Make sure you're going back into the video and finishing your Cornell notes for today. And let's get started on guided practice.